everybody. Tonight, got my good buddy, Mike Bowyer in here, the big buck slayer. We've traveled all over the country together. I have had several people ask me why I've not had Mike on here. And the reason is because he was under a rock. And, he doesn't, Mike doesn't come out very much. And when he does, it's only on like full moons and stuff. So, and, when mushrooms are blooming and stuff. So, but I got him on tonight. Good night for it too. It's perfect. It's nice and rainy. Perfect time to be in here. Yeah. So we're right in the middle of the Virginia rut right now, here in Central Virginia, and Mike here has killed two really nice bucks
So far.
so far.
That's it.
Yeah, he's Mike is a public land hunter. He's done it. He was doing it way before it was cool, and when everybody jumped on the train, I talked to Mike and I said, "Hey, Mike, everybody's finally catching up to you. You've been doing this your whole life." So, and he's been really successful at it, and he's killed a lot of really good deer, and he's killed several turkeys doing it. And he's done it all the way across the U.S. So, that's something to really hang your hat on. But yeah, it's cool, man. Thank you for coming on. Finally,
Finally.
finally. Yeah, it's only taken.
It's my only trip out the house yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike's a hermit. We got a buddy of ours, mutual friend, and he told me man, I finally went over there to see Mike's house the other day. I said, well, that's good. He said, yeah, he said there's some dude with the shirt off, just standing barefooted in his yard, yelling at the cars. I said, was it Mike? He said, sure enough. He said, when I went over there, I asked him, I said, did he make eye contact, try to run back in the house? He said, pretty much.
I really was standing on the front porch. I had on a pair of basketball shorts and some muck boots. Bo and Addie running around the yard. Justin pulls back up. Wife, kids in there. Good times.
You don't want to scare them with all that taco meat hanging out. You got all that chest there hanging out.
I looked down and said, y'all want to come in the house? Look at there. Kids, everybody came in. That's fine.
Yeah, if anyone ever gets a chance to see Mike's house, and he has one heck of a freaking deer selection up there on his wall. Really good. All public land deer too, which is really cool. So yeah, and that was something that like when we first started traveling the country and everything, we we grew up hunting public land. You more so than I did, but we grew up hunting not the easiest public land in the world. It's very, very hard. And it's hard hunt for anything. Deer, turkey, it didn't matter.
Turkey even worse.
Even worse. And so I thought that when hunting public land, I thought that like the mission was to go out there and just like count trees, like kind of look at the leaves and go, man, we walked a bunch and it was hard. It was really hard.
It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. You kind of you trick yourself. You scam yourself into thinking, man, we put it to them today. Now you didn't kill anything, but then it started, videos started coming out and it was like, oh no, there's people like that are successful with this, right?
Some of them.
Exactly. And then you start to realize, you go, no, wait a minute now. How is this person, every time they go in the woods, they are killing something every time, hearing something, seeing something.
Doing something.
Every time we go, it's Karl. Karl and the boys, and they got a 30 They got a 30-06 in a Subaru hatchback. Why is that the only thing I'm seeing? And then you start to realize that, different states, there's a whole different ballgame.
Oh yeah, public land's not the same in every state you go to.
That's so true.
You can't compare Midwest public land to Virginia public land.
You can't go on Iowa state land and say that's the same. That's the same as going in Bedford County, Virginia. I
didn't even see a deer for the first 3 years I hunted with Dad.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was deer there. I didn't know what the hell it was the first time he came out. Yeah, what is that? He said, it's a deer. Get ready. I said, oh,
That's what we're here.
I thought we were just hiking. But yeah, from like 7 to, well, I guess 8 to, I guess I was 11, 12 years old when I finally killed the first deer I ever saw in the woods while I was hunting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but don't you think that all of that, all that time you spent doing that though, and the hard lessons that you learned, don't you think that that helps now though?
oh yeah, I did a lot of stupid stuff for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Still do some stupid stuff.
Oh yeah.
Not as bad.
But now you're just making a bet though. You're just kind of like, can I get away with it? Whereas back then you didn't know it
I
was
didn't
wrong.
have, yeah, I was like, this seems pretty good. I'll do this. I saw somebody else do this.
Sure,
Somebody told me that was a good idea.
sure.
Let me listen to
And then you find out you're like, hey, he didn't know
it. He
what
didn't
he
know
was
a
talking
damn thing.
about
And I listened to him for years.
for a long time. But I mean, but I do think that it does matter. I talked to two young guys. This has probably been 6 or 8 months ago, and they wanted like this blueprint of like how to hunt them strictly public ground. And I said, buddy, there's not one out there. I said, it was like, yeah, but I've watched this guy, and I know, you, and he, referenced, you. And I'm not going to say their names on here, 'cause they're underage, but he's like, I know, y'all been out there and done that, and I'm like, dude, if you only knew how many times we had no idea what we were doing,
It just worked.
just how work, yeah. And but I did tell him this. I said, I want you to understand that just go out there and just have the best time you can have. You are there to kill game. Just go out there and just enjoy it. But at the end of the day, like you have to understand that you are there to kill. There's no doubt about it. You're there to kill. You'd have flew God knows how many hundreds or thousands of miles. But at the end of the day, you're not starving. And
Right.
that
You
was
don't
kind of
have to depend on it.
that's exactly right. Yeah. And I said we were very fortunate in that regard. Now you read about the boys back in the day, a couple hundred years ago. You want to know why they were so good at what they did? Because the ones that were bad at it didn't make it. They died. They was gone. But it was I mean, being a young guy, but I mean, we grew up in a time too where you didn't really have internet. I mean,
No, we didn't.
we there was internet out there, but my dad. I mean, I grew up in the '90s, the 1990s. He treated it as it was the 1790s. So dial up was a big deal. You get a little dial up action,
Mhm.
but getting on sat imagery or any of that stuff that
It
goes
wasn't
on,
there.
it just wasn't there. I mean, you got OnX, you got HuntSand, you got all these different apps now. You didn't have that stuff back
I
then.
used to buy the National Geographic maps that had the
The
trails.
physical map, yeah.
They're waterproof, tear-proof. That's why I still got them at Dad's house
I still
somewhere.
got 'em. But you know what? I mean, that topography, unless they start, mining coal or they start,
It's the
pulling
same.
oil, it's going to be the same for eternity.
That's what I used even up to college. So that's all it was.
100%. And
There was no
and
on that.
the only problem with those maps, other than you can only scan, like 50 square miles or whatever it was the only problem with that was that you have to have like a super flat surface. Like you got to pull
Oh,
this
you got to
thing
have the
out.
whole kitchen table.
Like when I would go, I had a little single, little short bed Toyota
Yeah, it's
Tacoma.
not fitting in that bed.
Dude, laying that thing, I would lay it on the hood, like laying the thing on the hood. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there looking at it, and the sun never helped. And then when the sun went down, honestly, honest to God, at night is when you could see it the best because you could actually focus your light on it. But you'd be sitting there, and that thing's reflecting, and you're like, I can't tell. And you pull it up, and you got to hold this thing out here. You got someone else over here holding it, and you're holding a bed sheet up, and you're like, God, I can't tell. And now we do it with our phone. It's like,
Oh, yeah. We
oh,
just scan over it.
like, oh, yeah, that's a little saddle, a little depression. Clink. Such a And then you go in there. It's like,
That's
and it sits in your pocket, and it tells you exactly where you're at. Like,
you get lost, you just click this little button, and that blue thing comes up and tells you which way you're looking. Yeah,
yeah. Well, it sometimes works,
sometimes.
unless you're in
Depends on
PA.
then you're doing circles with them.
And then you're doing. So we had a wild. Anybody knows me knows that I do not like doing these ad reads. I would rather be in the woods or in a boat fishing somewhere. But this sponsor here, I'm super excited about. They've been with us since the beginning, and they helped me and my wife get our first house. Their name is BlackRock. And I know before you jump off here and you try to run away, they got a lot of negativity with their name, but just hear me out. They love turkey hunting. They love helping people acquire land. They love helping people get houses. They like to help you. They like to help you gain. I'm all about that. I'm about helping other people. Say you want to buy a strip mall, they're there. You want to buy a cell phone repair store, they're there. You want to go and buy an Italian restaurant, they're there. BlackRock, they're here for you. We had this super weird moment happen in Pennsylvania a few years ago, and so you got anyone that's ever used, um, live satellite imagery. You got a map on your phone, and you got your little blue dot or green dot, whatever it is, and you can sit there and you can, like Mike was saying, you can hit the arrow, and it'll sit there and it'll show you which way you're looking, depending on the phone. Well, me and Mike went in this place, some public ground, got in there, and we kind of made a game plan the day before. It was like, we're going to drop in here, make a big loop, come out. And we got in there, hit an old railroad spur in there, dropped down on it, and then we dropped down some more. And when we dropped down, it started getting weird. Like right around that's when it started getting weird,
Started
right?
getting quiet.
It started getting really odd. Yeah. And so we started going up through there, and it was still real pretty woods, and so we get in there, and his map and my map are saying two totally different things. And I'm looking at him like, that just don't make any sense. And he said, mine's saying we got to go back this way. Mine's saying we got to go back this way. But that was either one was wrong, because we said that we had to go back this way back to the truck. So anyway, so we sat around, we fooled around in there, fooled around in there. So we ended up made a decision. Said, let's just go. Maybe we're having some connection issues. Let's just get up on this next little hump up here, a little bit of elevation. And so we're like, all right, cool, let's do that. So we go down there, we cross this creek. All right, cross this creek, we start pulling up, and there's a buck rub there. It was a little beech tree, and it had you remember this? It had a broken limb, or like half of it had split off. We were sitting there, and I was like, dude, that was a pretty good buck rub right there. And we pointed at it, and we started pulling up there, and we got to the top, and connection issues, they still remain. We're like, well, this sucks. All right, so we come back down, and as we're coming down, the excuse me, as we were going up, there was no creek there, right?
No creek.
There was no creek there. That's right. There was no creek. When we come back down, there was a creek there, and I'm not talking about just like a I'm not talking about like a branch or like a spring we missed. No, this thing was as wide as this table is. Like, right? I mean, it was.
It was like 6, 8 feet wide.
Yeah, I mean, this was not like we missed this. Like going, and the reason I know we went down the same trail, because I could still see the same buck rub coming off the side of that ridge in there, and I was like, where the hell did this come from? And so it started getting kind of odd, and it was like, well, how about we just get out of here? Because this is getting really odd. It's been quiet in here for like 45 minutes. We didn't sat down for a good 20 minutes. I haven't heard a bird. We had a tree breathe. We ain't heard a
Nothing.
mole rat, nothing. A crow. Like, man, something is odd here. And so and the reason we didn't trust the phones because it was, I mean, we made a circle, come in, truck's on the left. Now, it may be over here, it may be over here, but either way, the truck is on the left. Like, we have to go left. And that phone kept telling us we have to go right. So we kept pushing left, pushing left, pushing left. Anyway, we kept getting further and further from the truck. It went from 300, 400, 500, 550 yards from the truck. And we said, all right, let's just try the phone method. So we went back on the phone, you know, we trusted the map, went back, and we ended up back at the truck. And when we got back, this is the funniest thing about it, though. When we got back, I looked back in the woods, and I'm telling you right now, if you've ever seen the Blair Witch Project, I'm looking in there, and I said, and I'm thinking in my head, I said, this is where they filmed that at. This is somebody's died in there. I looked at Mike. I said, "Was that odd?" Before I could get it out of my mouth, he said, "Yep." They said, "I'm not going back in there."
We didn't go back.
But it was right. It was it was super weird, dude. I've never experienced anything like that.
No.
How do you? I mean, you go up a ridge,
You turn around, it's different.
turn around, and it's different. And it wasn't like we pulled 3, 4, 500 yards. We walked up there like 50 yards and turned around and came back. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't stay there that night either.
Did not stay there that night. Absolutely not. But we did. We ended up tagging out up there though. Mike, that was where Mike.
Killed that rain turkey.
Dude, I still every now and then I still go back and watch that video just because that was like the most. The video that like I like was sitting there and yeah, and I was like start, and I started doing it. I didn't get you. I don't think it would have seen you. You were so
That was
far
before.
away. Yeah, I don't think it would have seen you anyway. But that was so wild. I was so jacked up, man, when you killed that bird because it was. I mean, those birds were gonna fly from that spot straight into a tree, and I was like, "You have got to make it happen now." And you did.
That was the ugliest damn turkey I've ever killed.
It was ugly,
Golly.
but I mean, dude, it'd been raining for freaking a day and a half nonstop.
Mm. Had clover, had grass stuck in the Benelli.
Dude,
Still shot.
you come down that ridge. I was sitting there watching. I was like, I said, okay, okay, okay. Stop right there. My man looked like Elmer Fudd. I said, turn left. And I said, go get him. And then you just like melted into the grass. And I was like, oh, I said, dude, that bird ain't got no idea. Oh, yeah, it was. I seen the smoke bail out of the end of the muzzle,
Yeah.
and then the turkey hit the ground, and then I seen just this huge switchgrass stand up, and I said, "Oh, there he is!" And you ran over and you grabbed the turkey,
Held him up.
and I said, "Dude, let's get out of this state." I said, "Oh my god!" I said, "Dude, this is weird, man."
That's when I was using Dad's borrowed rain gear from 1975. That shit didn't keep nothing out.
I might put that in the video.
I've upgraded a little bit since then.
I was like, that old stuff is so good. Mike's like, dude, I've been wet for 3 weeks. I walked in here for.
I gave that right back to Dad when so there it is now.
Everybody's like, yeah, I'll tell you what, man, that old stuff, you just can't beat it. Mike said, nah, man. He said, I've been wet for 3 days. I've only been here.
Weighed about 40 extra pounds when I'm trying to picture the turkey.
But the good thing about it was bulky.
God, I lost the covers,
But you-
binoculars. I lost all kinds of shit crawling through there.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I mean, rain gear ain't got no better. It ain't got no better since then.
God, everything's better than that. I might as well not be wearing anything. All it did was keep the water in.
Oh, that was so awesome though, man. When you come over there and you had, dude, I don't know which one I felt worse for, you or the turkey, because
Yeah.
dude, both of y'all looked like I was in a rough position. I mean, that mug looked like he'd been drenched in a lake, and you come over there and you were soaked, but your pants were this wild. I said,
They absorbed all the water, is what they did.
Mike went in there and he went to crawling. It was just a dry spot. Oh, that's funny as crap, dude. I was dying laughing. But you got it, man. That's all that mattered.
We got him. I got some dry clothes on when we went to the ball.
Oh, dude, that was so much fun. That was when we met, though. What was that guy's name?
Slick Rick, who knows?
I want to call him Barry. He looked like a berry, didn't he?
Gave us a tour of his whole distillery.
Yeah, dude, that was so cool. We sat in there and, well, there's details. I'm not going to, but dude, that was so cool. Though he was a cool dude. Though
All right.
he took us back here and he was like, "Sit in my car." They always got a car.
Everybody's got a car.
They always got a car.
You're 55 or older, you got a
You
car.
gotta have a car. And they always have, if they're gonna do Facebook, it's the sunglasses in the car.
And do it like this.
Every time. And you're like, dude, just why do you gotta look like
Dazed and confused.
But yeah, it was we had a good time, man. It was a cool state, and um I'm not gonna say where it was at. I probably shouldn't say the state of PA, but we did go there. We did kill birds, and we did have a good time. But um I don't know. That was fun though, man. That was so freaking cool.
That was the year we went to those other two states out west. So I'd killed like 6 that year, and you killed like 8 or 9.
And what? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, dude, that year we rocked them. We really did. Yeah,
It hadn't been like that since.
I don't. Yeah, and you remember when we come out the last when we tagged out there the second state.
Yeah.
We was coming out and like I told you, I said,
Remember this.
remember every step because it'll never be like this again, and it hasn't been right.
I've been lucky to kill 2 birds a year so far since then.
Yeah, but but you've been consistent though, and that's all that matters.
It's been a lot rougher than this trip. I'm talking 6, 7 days before we kill a turkey. That's some hard stuff right there.
Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of people that go a lot longer that kill a lot less.
This year I walked like 90 miles in one state and never had a shot at a bird. I was there for 9 days.
If you ever get a chance to talk to Mike when he's on a trip, it's the best. Mike's like, you're like, hey man, how's it going? I'm tired. like, you're like, oh man, where you at? Don't worry about it. I'm tired.
Walked 15 miles a day, didn't even hear it.
My man told me one day, he said, I walked 11 miles. He said, my legs. And I said, I'm sure. I said, you found some sign. I didn't find a single thing.
Those are the best days.
But honestly, I mean, but those days there, though, I mean, that's the days that
you know where not to go.
Sure, but I don't think there's no wasting miles, dude. I really don't.
No, you gotta check everything. You know,
Even though you think about all them places that we've been, like, let's just say Oklahoma years ago.
I hate Oklahoma.
Oh, dude, that was some rough times. But
been in a drought for 100 years. When we go out there and we get rain for 3 straight days.
Remember old buddy told us? He said, y'all were down what road?
He said, that road. We're in a Honda Civic.
We're pushing that thing.
Throw rocks under the tires.
Hey, we got it out though.
I got so much mud in there, it threw the balance off. Took it to the shop. They said, "What in the hell did y'all do?" Oh, man, can you fix it?
Can you fix it?
God, that was bad. I still got the picture.
You know, Mike, I've never been more out of my element than I was then. Like I've been on like we went and played Hugh Freeze's team down in Lambeth College. Okay, Lambeth University, West Tennessee. This is before he took the Ole Miss job. Okay, we went down there. When those boys come out there, we was warmed up. I mean, you're right there on the. I mean, you're close to the, to the Mississippi River. It's hot. It's September. It's hot, humid. We're sweating. Get off the bus. I'm jacked up. I'm a freshman. I'm jacked up. We finna go down and split someone's dome piece open, right? Get out. I see these guys. They look like they are lumberjacks, and I was like, "Oh no, no!" I said, "Somebody has sold me a lie on this one." And the D coordinator comes over, and he's slapping them in the face, boom, open handed. And they're over there laughing.
Love it.
And
God.
I said, "Yeah, boys, this one ain't gonna be good today." At that moment, I was out of my element. I said, I kind of wish I was on their team. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of the raid that takes the castle. You know what I mean? But when we got to Oklahoma, I've never been more. I was like, "What are we doing, dude?" I mean, it was a different world, man. And
I don't care to go back, to be honest.
but it did teach us some things, though.
Did it? I don't know if it did. It told me I don't like hunting out on the plains for sure.
The grasslands is a different world, man. Especially for us. I mean, you go from hunting, like take you hunting strictly mountains your entire life.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, me too. I mean, but I hunted lowlands too. But I mean, you take somebody that's hunted straight elevation their whole life, part straight uphill, part straight downhill,
That's it.
and you get out there, there's no trees. It's not even elevation. There's no trees, and you go,
Where are the turkeys?
well, I can't be here, right? There's no trees. All but buddy, you'd be wrong. Yeah, they're there. Yeah, or how they can just disappear in the middle of nothing. That's what was wild to me. I just read a book, Empire of the Summer Moon. It's about the Comanche. It's about the Comanche tribe and how powerful they were, Native Americans, and how powerful they were. And one of the excerpts in there was from this guy who wrote. I don't know if it was. I'm not gonna say a book. I can't remember if it was a book or manuscript or what it was, but that's what he talked about. He talked about how they could sit there and look at Native Americans and they just melt into the ground.
And they're gone.
And he said, next thing I know,
I was getting scared.
I said, next thing you know, the fort's getting burned to the ground.
God, that's been one thing though. Like when I go other places and it's not mountains, it struggles. I don't.
There's struggles.
Because I'm like, I know how to set up on this turkey. If he's coming up above this ridge, I can sit right here. He's got to come up here to see me.
Well, and they just act so much different too.
Yeah, because they can see so much
further. They can see so much further. And we learned this out west. Is just hearing a bird. I mean, like when we was in that one place,
that one place out there,
and you can hear them 7/10 of a mile. I mean, you can hear them clear as day.
Yeah, I know where he is.
And you're like, that's exactly where he's at. And we walked in there the next morning,
and he's across.
And he's across. I mean, he's 300 yards from where we thought we heard him at. Now he may have flew the river that night.
Who knows?
But he was not right there, or at least we thought that's not where he was. But now in the mountain, I mean, you don't have to deal with that here. You don't have to deal with that here. And the birds don't limb hop like that. They don't tree hop like that.
A little bit, but they're not going to move across.
No, they're not going to move across the whole mountain over there. But I mean, that's just
part of it.
That's just part of it, and you learn. But I do think that is a very, I think it's a very intricate part of learning how to hunt. And that's why I was telling the young guys. I was like, man, I said there is no blueprint to it. There is no there's no there's no like golden rule to it. The only golden rule I can tell you is be persistent. Like do not stop.
Yeah.
If it's snowing, if it's raining, wind's blowing, it don't matter. You only have so much time to go and do it. You know.
It changed quick. When we were in that one state. We
Once-
woke up and it was like 6 inches of snow on the ground. By the afternoon, it was 80 degrees. It was gone.
By lunchtime, it was gone.
We didn't know if we were going to get the truck down there that morning, and we were in short sleeve shirts that evening. So
talking about should we wear the shorts this evening? But I've never experienced that. Not here. I mean, ever in my life. You know,
changed quick.
It was changed quick. But I think adaptability, man. I mean, I think it just in life in general, was just being adaptable is like it matters so much. To not have like this rigid routine where like I think routines are good. I think having rigidity in your life is good, but like just I don't know, man, like saying I'm gonna wake up, I'm going here and I'm doing this, and if they don't do it, I'm out. I can't tell you how many people I've heard talk like that. If they don't do it, I'm out of here. And I'm like, man, you gotta sit on them birds. Like, I mean, if it's late season, it's like, dude, you're gonna have to sit on them birds for 5-6 hours, before they do anything. You got all day to fool with them, in Virginia, late part of the season. And they're like, I got stuff to do, and you find out like the thing that they had to do was they had to go and like cut their grass, and you're like,
I can wait till tomorrow.
Trust me, for the rest of the year, you're going to get to cut your grass.
Yeah, be fine.
But I mean, now again, I am thankful for those people though, because buddy, they quit quick, and I like that. I do, and it's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. To each their own, I guess.
I appreciate it.
I do. 100%.
Carl, if it's not done by 7:30, he's gone, and that's fine. I'll take it.
Unless you're Carl that shows up in the whistling diesel Carl. Because that Carl.
Target turkey Carl.
Oh, man. Target.
That's it. You killed him. That was my target turkey.
Me and Mike, we hop on a plane, go out west, and day one, we whack them.
We did. We killed their first morning.
That's right. Yeah, day one, we whack them. Again, just doing a lot of recon on maps, and we found them. It's like, man, this is where they're going to be at. And we did. First day, we freaking smoked them. Well, woke up next morning, and guess what? It is like a foot of snow on the ground. And we're like, oh, this changes the ball game, Well, we trumped the snow all day. Get back, it was probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, something like that.
It was late, yeah, and it was cold, but it was hot. And when we got to this place that the map said we shouldn't die, but the map lied, and we were definitely gonna die. Now I will say this: it's a sidebar here, but topo maps are really, really good, but they will get you hurt in a second if you trust them with all your heart. Because if we'd have been at nighttime, dude, we'd have been in trouble.
We've been rolling down.
It was just like another place we'd been. And ODC went on the assault.
I thought that turkey was.
And dude, I'm telling you, if it had been nighttime, there was no way to tell. There was no way to tell.
No.
I mean, that would have been quick death.
I don't know how his gobble was carrying up that mountain.
Not that gobble, not a Merriam's gobble.
No.
Now, maybe an Eastern, but not a Merriam's.
Well, that dude sounded like he was right there.
He sounded like he was right there.
He was at the bottom of a 500-foot cliff.
That was unbelievable, dude. I mean, I was so scared. I looked over, I went, oh my God. I started crawling back. I looked at you and I was like, get out of here. I said, I'm scared right now. But, I mean, and we ended up talking to Bing Bong down there at the store. And this guy shows up, he's got 3 teeth in his head, and he's like, I tell you right now, the turkeys are right up there. And we was like, I guarantee they are.
He said, make a right, make a left, yellow gate. I said, all right.
And we went,
Bing bong new.
dude, we went up there and they rattled our ears off, didn't
They're
they?
gobbling every direction. He said, it ain't no way.
I went to Mike. I know where I was like, oh my God. I said, they're freaking in here thick.
We're running down the road. He's like, drop a pin here, drop a pin. I said, I'm wiping them.
Mike's runs down the road. He's got his phone clink, 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 running down the road. Dude, I'm telling you, I mean, it was so many freaking turkeys in there.
Couldn't focus.
And we sat there and was like, all right, once we finally kind of calmed down, it was like, because when you go from not hearing any turkeys to hearing a bunch of turkeys, you get like panic. Like you get nervous, you know? And so we finally come up with a game plan. It was like, that group right there, we know exactly where they are. So we got to the hotel, dude. I'm telling you, we was looking at maps like that tree. That tree. You see that bush right there?
We need to be right.
We need to be right there. And dude, when we woke up that next morning, I was so hyped, dude. I was like, we're about to go rob somebody's. Dude, we got in the truck. Then we got up there. It was a gravel road up there. And we made the decision we're going to just walk it because we didn't really know exactly if we could drive on it, but there was no gate. So we just said, all right, well, let's just walk it. And that way somebody would see our truck at the bottom
And nowhere.
and would go, hey, Derek and Mike are in there. How about I not drive it and they're on top of them? Well, that's what we get for thinking, right?
Don't think like that.
So me and Mike went hiking up in there, and we forest gumped it all the way to the top of the ridge in there, and ended up killing these birds. I mean, dude, you could not have drawn it up any better, dude. It was all we got up there. We got a little miscombobulated there at first.
Oh yeah,
it was like, oh, this don't look anything like what we thought it was going to be. But we figured it out, and birds end up being. We walked right underneath them, and anyway, killed the birds. I mean, it was like one of the coolest freaking things, man. Easter morning too. Like it was so beautiful. Got up, dude. We was up there high fiving, hugging each other. It was like, heck yeah, you know. Thank you, Jesus. And we sitting there, and dude, all of a sudden I hear. I looked at Mike. I said, "What was that?" He said, "That's a diesel." I said, "No." He said, "No, it's a diesel." And I went, "No, this truck." Oh, they come up by us.
Parked by the tree, the turkeys were roosted in there. Got out. You see Carl and Carl Jr. running around up there. Get their popcorn out, squawk on it a little bit, sit there and listen. 10 seconds, hop back in the truck.
All right, guys, one of my big time sponsors of the show, pimpmypublic.com/.org, is doing an Alaskan giveaway for turkey hunts this year. The first two winners is going to go on an all-inclusive bush plane ride. They'll actually put you on a cruise ship, and you'll be right up there. You'll port in Nome, Alaska, and then from there you'll go and hunt the entire state of Alaska for the wild turkey. It's all-inclusive for the first two winners at pimpmypublic.com/.org, which has been a phenomenal sponsor of my podcast and a big supporter. So I'm very thankful for them. Their background is if you want to go out of state, I get asked every year, hey, Derek, where are you going to go this year? And I go, I don't know. Let me open up pimpmypublic.com/.org. And then I flip it open. And I go, which one of the 54 states do I want to go hunt this year? So I'll scroll through and I go, oh, hey, look at that. There's Maine. And then I'll select Maine. I go to it and I'll find, Farmer John or, Miss Jan Jackson, whoever. And it's hundreds of farmers, thousands of farmers with millions of acres just for you. And all you have to do is go to the app, download it, put it on your phone, your Pixel, your flip phone, your brick phone, your Nokia, whatever it is. Get on there, interact with the farmers and the landowners, get out there, go hunting, take a youth, take whoever, and enjoy the great outdoors. But this year, if you're lucky, you can win one of the two spots to go to Alaska and hunt turkeys. I hope this works out for you, and good luck to you.
Karl and Karl Jr. just pulled up in their flatbed.
Oh yeah, they did. And their flatbed Honda Cavalier.
Got the headlights on.
They did. You're darn right they did.
Because we see Karl Jr. run by the front of him. God, look at that. And they walk out there. Look, they ain't never heard a turkey sound like that. And they wait about 5-10 seconds, hop back in the truck, go back down the road. Like me and DC, we look at each other like, well, let's get some pictures with these turkeys. So go ahead and we do that. We do our thing. Hike back down our gravel road to the truck. We're putting the turkeys in the truck. Have them in our hands in the bed, and we hear the Diesel coming back. DC's like, go ahead, pick them back up. So we're a bunch of assholes we're being. We pick them both up out the bed so they can see it. They stop. And that's when Karl gets out. Well, Karl Jr., they come over there. He says, did y'all get one? Yeah, we got two this morning. He comes over, looks at DC's bird. He says, that's my target turkey. I said, might as well just stop now. Got my target turkey. We said, do what now? Yeah, we killed his target turkey.
Target turkey.
Karl and Karl Jr.
It was target turkey. It was the third day of the season.
It's not like
it ain't like it ain't like this is deer season where it's 3 months long.
No.
This is a 4-week season.
Mind you, we had just
Target
killed.
turkey.
We're taking pictures. We still hear turkeys gobbling all the way around us.
All the way around us.
Nah, target turkey.
And I looked at him. I said, Karl, why do you keep calling me Karl? I said, well, just bear with me. I said, if I was you, I said, I would go right off and face that ridge right there. I said, you see how it drops down? I said, I'd go right across there. I said, there's a turkey gobbling nonstop right there. I said, that's where I would be.
I would be somewhere close to that.
My man looked at me. He said, nope. He said, that's the target turkey. He said, and I'm not going after anymore. And I went,
Karl hung it up for the year.
I looked at you and I said, time to hop steaks, ain't it? And you went, I said, here we go. We we closed out our hotel and we left the whole state. God, Mike, if we would have stayed there, we could have freaking killed. Them birds was right in there too.
Oh, we would have killed our limit in that state. We decided to go to that other state.
And we started the other state. That's right. The reason we're not mentioning these state names is because there's plenty of people that do that, and they do a good job at it. They do a freaking awesome job at it. And everyone in that state, anyone that's a resident, understands that like they're sick and tired of people doing that to them. And I understand it. I totally understand it. And the fishing community has dealt with this for a long time. Guys showing up, they got the MLF, the BAS, they're doing all these Bassmaster Classics, on their home lakes. I mean, they don't like that stuff. They know exactly where the fish are. They don't need no extra, help in there catching them. But, I mean, it is, it's just something, it's something we try to do to try to be respectful to those people, so, but it was fun. God, it was fun though.
I'd like to go back out there.
You darn right. But the year before, those states are getting flooded with people.
I know. That's where I want to go back, but
there's so many people. Yeah, I know people like around here that are going out. Yeah.
They're a couple years late at this point.
Oh yeah, they are.
So,
but we got out there. We got out there at a good time though. At a good time because there was
somebody else had put out a video.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. That's the best way to say it.
And that was it.
That was it. Yeah. But I mean, we didn't go out there and was like, yeah, we're gonna do what this guy does. We went out there and was like, nah, man, let's conquer the West Coast. Let's do that. Let's do this certain section.
Now we've about done all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Handful.
Now last year, Mike went to another state. Again, another nameless state.
Somewhere out there.
Somewhere west of the Big River. I want to say that.
Other side of the Big River.
One man called me. Yep. I'm driving all the way to Seaton. So hold on a minute now. My man had drove all the way across the whole state. No, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, right?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. He said, I went all the way across the whole state. I said, good God. I said, what?
That's
Turned
saying
around, he called me that night. He said, didn't hear nothing. I'm coming back.
I did. God, they won't assign a turkey in there nowhere. And I had just left where turkeys were at. Drove all the way back across the state to the other side. Didn't hear another turkey the rest of the trip.
What do you think? I was thinking about this a couple days ago. Do you think that I don't really know how to even ask the question, but like, do you think that um, it's not that we hunt harder out of state, but we cover so much ground out of state versus at
Here.
home?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you have to because you're not familiar with it. You don't know where.
but don't you think that's a blessing though?
Yeah,
Like you
that's
take like where I killed like that buck at
in that
the
other state.
that other
Yeah.
state. We covered so much
Well,
ground.
see, that was because Bing Bong was like, "Hey, I saw a deer back here." We said, "Really? Where was he?" He said, "If you go right back here, I was about in this area." We said, "Oh, okay." Went back there that evening, killed a deer.
But I'm saying though, like I mean, the fact that you go and cover like that amount of ground, we don't do that here. I definitely don't do that here.
I do it to an extent here, but I do it not all at the same time like we do out when we're traveling.
Because we only have so much time.
Right.
I mean, you think that's probably the biggest factor is just
You know,
time.
time crunch. You're like, well, I got to find some sign here. I got to figure out something real
We
quick.
got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like
I
I
think
can
so.
hunt this week and then go back to work for a little bit and come back.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm not, can't do it.
I don't know, and I feel like too, like once you're, I don't know, like I think like once you're out of here, like out of like being at home, like when you're on the road, I think like there's like another level you kick into.
You got to
It
focus more.
100%.
Yeah.
And you're just like, we're going and we're killing them. Like that's what we're
That's
doing.
what we're here for.
Yeah, that's what we're here
I
for.
paid money to be here. I got to,
We're going.
I don't want to eat
We
this.
kicking someone's neck off today. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, and I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I mean, your Facebook probably looks like mine does. I mean, you talk to these or you see these people, you talk to them. You see these people, and they're the same way. They're like, I had 10 days to get this done, and I freaking made it happen. I had 9 days to get this done. I made it happen. And I'm sitting there like, I've been here at the house for 3 months. How did I not make it happen on the same deer? But I really, I think,
It's different.
I just think it's because you exercise every resource you can possibly can in that state.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many times have me and you've been somewhere, or hell, you've been somewhere, and I call somebody, hey, where can we go, like to figure this out, or where can he? Me and you was in different states. Can he go to figure this out? I just don't think we do that at the house. I just don't think so.
No.
I don't do that here. I'm gonna go in there and eat. I'm gonna go in and eat some chicken wings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, certain times of the year I'm doing that thing, but earlier in the year and stuff like that.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do think that I think that the. Do you feel like the turkey bug is a little bit different than the deer bug?
How so? I'm willing to travel more for a turkey.
I Sure, but you're not going to kill the bucks that you do. I don't know how to explain it.
I think it's harder
Those
to
big,
travel to kill big deer than it
yes,
is.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
I
I
mean, you
guess
don't
that's
have
what I'm
deer
saying.
screaming on the ridge tops at you. You don't. They're telling you where they're at. You
Yeah,
can pick any high point when you're on the road and probably hear a turkey gobble at some point.
but you may have to sit 5, 6, 7 days to kill a buck, though.
Right.
A buck,
And
not
you
not
got
a
to
not a
be
big buck.
close to him and where he's at and where he's using.
Yeah, where he wants to be. That's right.
Right. Turkey, you kind of get him where you need him.
You can get close.
Right.
I mean, how many times have we sat here, dropped a pin on a map, jumped on a plane, left to a place we've never been,
Oh yeah,
and been close,
I did it this year.
and kill them in the first day.
I got out of the. I flew to a different state, got my rental car at midnight, drove to another state adjacent to it, slept at a Denny's for a couple hours, woke up, drove to that other state, got out the car at a place, been there. I seen a turkey walk across the road. Got out, drove up, parked, ran up the mountain, and he was dead 30 minutes later. What? I mean, you pick a place that you think's good, but you're not going to do that with deer.
You're just not going to do it for deer. I
Mm-mm.
don't think so. And I've said it for a long, long time. To kill a big buck is a lot different than killing a big turkey. A whole lot different.
I'm sure
You
deer is
you can
different.
kill it exactly.
You kill a deer.
You can kill a deer, but killing a mature buck versus a mature gobbler,
Different.
totally different ball game.
A deer hits about 3.5 to 4.5 years old. He's different.
He's a ghost,
Yeah. You're going to see him a couple days out the year, and you better be there.
and you better be there.
Or
And that's a
it's not going to happen.
yeah, and like if you take somebody that like you're saying, and you want to go, let's just say like state X. Let's
Yep.
just say state X.
State eggs.
You're gonna go and hunt state X. You've got all of that imagery mapped out, topo, whatever it is, and you know what you're looking for in that region. When you get there, for one, weather may not be right, rut may not be right, but you're only hunting the rut. You're not going there for late muzzler. You're not going there for early bow,
No.
right?
Peak time.
You're going there for the peak time. That's right. Now, you could go there for early if you know that there's ag fields and stuff that could influence his behavior. But to go there and to say, I'm going to pull up a tree, saddle, climb, or lock on, whatever it is, lay in the leaves, whatever it is, to go and do that is going to take an intensive amount of freaking work compared to
Finding the turkey.
finding a gobbler.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you can do that. I can do that here. I know where deer
You
are.
can do that right now.
Yeah. But finding a mature deer, that's different.
But finding a big buck, that's a big difference.
Yep.
And Mike has killed two really, really nice bucks. And Mike last year just took fifth in the state of Virginia for um not for typical bucks. In the state of Virginia, number 5, public land buck. That's something to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Public ground. I mean,
Those deer don't happen all the time.
no, but they don't. But you kill them frequently. You may not kill them in that quality,
Oh yeah.
but that is. I mean that's just part of it. Like you may not kill a. It may be 130, 150, 140, 160, 130. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Right.
Right.
Whatever's going to be there.
That's right. But to kill them consistently, but how many years did you go
Without killing?
or you killed them like that?
A long time.
So,
I should probably have about double on my wall than what I do.
well, the difference is you though, right? Because you figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, you
I
figured
feel
it.
like I got it figured out.
Oh, you got to figure it out. You tag it every year. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. And it's not. It's not. It's not that you're like bragging on yourself or anything. But I go here, I kill big deer. I go there, I kill big deer. I go over here, I see nothing.
Right.
It does not take long to figure out. I need to be A and B, C. We'll give that to Carl. Carl, he can handle that one.
Yeah. Carl, they like to be about 100, 150 yards from me. And that's fine. I like Carl being up there. Carl can sit.
But see, Carl's he's a good gate blocker though. He keeps the rest of the people out of there off of you. And that's what he's there for.
That's what I need Carl for. Carl needs to be my blocker.
You know what I love? When you come across the parkway and you look down there and you're like, why is there a Saturn coming across the side? and you look and you see that big old orange hat sitting in the big on the front of the console there, and you're thinking,
Oh
oh
no.
no. And Carl, he's driving like this. He's looking over each side.
Carl didn't watch
He's
the YouTube
driving. And I said, "Oh,
video.
this is about 5 or 6 years ago. And I come up there, and this was not in our home state. This was another place, but same situation. It was a suburban. Carl come up there, suburban Carl. He come up to there. He go up there, and I say, and I just had to talk to him. And I said, "How you doing, old buddy?" He said, "Trying to find a big one." I said, "Well, you can't kill him from the road." He said, "By God, you can." And I said, I don't know anything about that. I said, "Where are y'all going?" I'll be the opposite. He said, "You know that little flat down there?" I said, "I know exactly where you're talking." He said, "That's where we like to catch them crossing the road." I said, "Wear them out, buddy." I jumped back in the car. Oh, I was gone. I said, "You can't kill him from the road." He said, "But you can."
See,
Oh, dude, it was so
you
awesome.
can't keep a good Carl back.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so awesome. I was like, dude, I said, he's been shot probably some small child somewhere. He's to run somebody off the road.
He don't care.
But Carl don't care.
Carl don't care.
He's out here living his best life.
That's it. Carl's got his fanny pack on. He's ready to go.
And you always notice that they got all those reloads on them.
God.
They've got the reloads and they've got the quick reloads, and you're just like, what is that for? Just in case we get a Western in this mug, we gotta put someone down.
He gets wild when you shoot.
Yeah, and I think, God, I mean, biggest thing you gotta worry about is that Saturn tire going down. You might have to put a new tire on, you know. No, dude, he had me dying laughing. I was just like, I got back, and Kendra was like, she's like, "You see anything?" She hunted with her dad, and she was like, she had shot a deer earlier, and she wasn't answering her phone. I got back to the house. It was 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, "Where are you at?" She's like, "We just got done skinning this deer. I got him in the cooler. I'm coming back." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's good, you know." And she got back. She was like, "Did you see anything?" I said, "Boy, did I see anything." I said, "Let me tell you about what I see." I said, "You know who Carl?" This was her first introduction to Carl.
Oh man.
I said, "Do you know who Carl is?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, you're about to learn, honey." I said, "Carl showed up, and buddy, he did not disappoint."
He showed up to showdown.
He showed up. I was so proud. I was like, dude, I was so proud of fucking Carl. He's so good.
It's like this year. I was in the saddle. And I'm sitting there, and it's like perfect time to see a deer. And all of a sudden, I start seeing a headlight come through the woods. I said, "What the hell is this?" I'm about a half mile back there. I said, "Ain't no way." And then I hear, here comes Carl on his dirt bike. Two Carls, two Carls, and back to back.
A place where he shouldn't have been in a dirt bike.
So what the hell is this? Carl gets up there and he can't go any further because there's a big cutout in the road. So Carl turns back around and comes by me again. So I got two Carls coming by me. If I had a rifle, I probably would shot.
Yeah, but you gotta think.
Carl.
Yeah, but you gotta think. You will never ever beat that.
No.
Like when they show Mad Max and they show all these like post-apocalyptic films, it's always about those people making it. It's always
Can't kill him.
you can't kill them with dynamite. I'm telling you, those people always make it.
Carl is a cockroach and he'll be here forever.
Oh, but I tell you what, on call that morning though, we stood there holding them turkeys. And Carl pulled over, dugga, 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 and he jumped out. And I'm sitting there looking at him, just like, oh, I'm so glad that's not the game warden. I mean, we was legal, but I mean, still at the same time,
I'm just glad Carl went 10 minutes earlier. Then
it
it
would
wasn't
have
his
been a
fault.
different conversation.
But the
Yeah.
fact he showed up right after he shot him was okay. That made it even better. That was our Easter present.
Man looked over. He said,
He knew his spur length. He knew
"That's him."
He said,
He said, "That's him."
freckle by his left toe. That's him.
But you know what was weird though? We skinned that turkey out, and he was like, "Yeah, I shot that turkey." And I can't remember. There was like some like
He shot him in like 80 yards.
yeah, there was some like distinctive. I can't remember what it was, but only he would have known that. You know, he was like, "Yeah, I shot him," and like, you know, he hopped up and did like the Macarena like right there or something. Dude, when we skinned him out, that's exactly what we found. And we were like, that is the bird that he had.
That's Carl's target.
That's Carl's turkey. Why is that turkey still? Dude, Carl said you should die. You know, it was pretty cool, but he was upset though. Now he did play it off good. I was proud of him. He was like, you know, I mean, you can't win them all. And then
Carl's usually win nothing.
and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, do you know how many times that you have probably screwed up guys like us? I'll take the win.
Yeah.
I'll take the win every time.
You just got to get up before Carl.
And you got to go deeper than Karl.
Sometimes it's not hard. Sometimes you get one of those track shoe Carls like we had in that one state, and you set up on one ridge and Carl's over here, and the next thing you know, Carl's behind you. Carl. That he was the worst type of Carl. Athletic Carl, they're the worst. Carl that has endurance, no, we don't need those. Carl had a windbreaker. He was
The thing about that, Carl, though, was
he messed
and
up.
you say, and I know anybody's probably listening to this is probably at this point going, "Who the hell is Karl?" Well,
Anybody.
Karl is Karl is anybody. I got to say like.
Uh-oh. Now everybody knows Carl. They just probably have a different name for him.
Yes. Yeah. No. This Karl is
He was a special breed.
He was a very, very special little character.
Gosh. Carl messed up about 5 or 6 turkeys in the span of an hour in the morning.
And I don't think he was trying to kill him. I think that that was what he was trying to do was just be there.
He was doing it. He was successful at
So me and Mike are in a state.
Had trees.
It definitely had trees, had a little bit of grass. It did have some rocks.
Right. It had a lot of rocks.
And it had some cars in that state. Yeah. But anyway, so we are sitting there, and the most turkeys you probably ever heard in your life, right?
Close to it. The next state probably had the most.
Okay.
Second most turkeys.
Let's just say a lot of
so many turkeys you didn't know which one to go.
We didn't know which one to go to, right? And this is public ground. This ain't public land or private land. This is like we're looking around and we're looking at each other, and we got nervous because we're like, which ones do we go to? Because it's getting daylight. Like we got to go now.
Make a decision.
Well, lo and behold, here come Karl, and we hear we hear that Suburban pull up. We look and we see it. We see it down there at the road.
He parks by our truck.
So we pull in. We're way up above the truck, looking down on it, and here comes Karl. He comes in there, just just being Carl. God, you gotta love Carl. I do love Carl. I love the tenacity that he has to not do anything. Like, when he pulls up there, and we're like, "Oh, hey, there's somebody coming in here." This dude sees our truck, our rental truck, and goes, "I gotta get out of here." Clink, 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 clink. He backs back down the road, and we're like,
Carl might be leaving. Carl doesn't leave. Carl backs down the road about 100 yards and gets out the truck. Because that's plenty of room. Plenty of room.
he goes 100 yards and then parks the truck and gets out. We're like, "Well, we still see you. What are you doing?" We're in there, and it's I mean, dude, it is turkeys gobbling everywhere. And we're looking at me and Michael looking at each other and are like, "I don't know. I mean, what do you think? You think you go up here or go over there?" And we're trying to weigh our options. And next thing I know, we hear the party horn.
Dude, they love that thing.
Dude, they did.
Whatever it is, I'd buy 100 of them now. If I could figure out what he had, because they ate it up.
They did.
Carl's up here chasing turkeys. He's chasing them across the field, and they're still gobbling at
He's running after them. They can see, they're like looking at
him.
him.
They see Carl.
He's running after him going, and they're going, and running across the field. And I'm sitting there thinking, we need to have whatever he's got. And anyways, we get up there, and I said, "Mike, let's just get away from him because he's a real problem. Let's go
We
over
don't
here.
need him around.
No, let's go over here." So we go over there. We cross the road. We get in there. Turkey gobbles. I'm telling you, it was like something out of a dream. It really was. Drop in there to him. We set up. Birds coming, and I hear drumming, and
Dude's right there.
I look back at Mike, and I said, "Oh, he's here." I said, "Oh, he's here." And about that time, I hear, I hear Carl with his freaking party horn showing right behind us. I jump up. I am so mad. I said, "What?" I said, "Mike," I said, "He's right up there." Mike said, "Let's go get him." We take off. We're up there. Next thing we know, we see Carl jumping his Honda one-wheel drive flatbed and Honda Civic. And just take off down the road. Whoa! It takes off backwards. He was backwards going down the freaking mountain. I was like,
that's the best thing.
I said, dude, that person right there that's the same person. They vote the same way. They go to the grocery store the same way. They drive the same way. They treat their spouse the same way.
I think he didn't even care if the turkey came. He didn't give a shit. He just wanted to hear him gobble. I can't blame Carl, but we would have killed him.
I can. We could have killed 20 turkeys that morning.
Yeah, we would have killed Carl if we would have got him.
Carl was, oh, dude, I was so mad. I mean, we both were, but I was like, you don't understand like how good you have it right here, and you're screwing it up. Like, there's plenty.
Carl's in shape though. I'll give him that.
He was in shape.
Carl could be on one ridge and he'd be on the other in the next 15 seconds.
Mike, tell the folks about what we found from Karl.
What we find?
Oh, you remember what we found?
Oh, in the trail. So it's later in the morning. We're walking up to a different place. We actually ended up we killed a turkey up there, didn't we?
We did.
We're walking up through there, going up this old trail. Our fanny pack Carl had been in there that morning. And we look down, we see something white in the middle of the road. Carl then took a shit in the dead center of the trail. Man didn't try to get from one side or the other. He shit right in the middle of the trail.
That's right in the middle. And you know what was wild was the day before when we was or I guess that morning we was listening to him, and Carl was, and he's chasing these turkeys down. But then Carl got real quiet in this section of the woods.
That's what Karl had to. He had to drop his job right there.
Carl, if you're listening to this podcast right now, please come on. I want to know what your workout regimen is. I want it. I want the whole thing.
Tell me what the party horn is.
We've been trying to figure it out for years. So what is that? Is it a blown out hawk call? I mean, is it a crow call that has got a bad read? I don't know.
We need it.
You know what's even better than that though, Mike? Kamala Harris.
It's probably who it was.
Mike, did you go vote? You got to go vote, Mike.
Gotta vote.
And I want to know who you voted for, and I want you to tell gazillions of people right here. You got to tell them who you voted for.
Nancy Pelosi.
So we made a collective agreement that we voted for Joe Biden. We decided that Sleepy Joe, or was it Sippy Cup Joe? Sippy Cup Joe was better than the alternative. And the alternative was the, I don't know, what was she, Colombian black Israeli woman.
I worked at McDonald's, never had record.
They finding him in a Photoshop.
You can't make this shit.
No, you can't.
Oh man.
That's what was awesome about it. When Trump showed up and he said, I worked 15 minutes longer than Nancy.
You seen I guess it's probably like AI generated, but it's Donald Trump at the ice cream machine. And it just says ice cream machine's fixed. I love that shit.
Dude, that was so funny. And then they had
Where is that?
they had
There it is. That shit. I love it.
but then he showed up in the garbage trucks.
Oh, yeah, he don't care.
Dude, I'm telling
I
you,
love it.
whoever in his camp, they understood how the internet worked. They really did, because
They did it.
it was like, hey, she said that, people in the people on the right, they're garbage, and Joe Biden, he's over here eating his tapioca and stuff. And somebody went, yeah. And I mean, the next day, could you imagine if they fixed our roads like that though? That would be something to talk about.
No, they can't do that. Mm-mm.
Listen, they built the Hoover Dam in 5 years. They've been working on 81 for 14. How does that make any sense? When I left here in 2008, they was working on 81. When I came back in 2024, they was still working on the same spots.
Don't matter.
I was like, I don't understand how this works.
They don't understand how it works.
Listen, you show up, you give them a good hard effort, and you go, make America great again.
You turn your stop sign to yield, and you just keep flipping it back and forth, and you got it.
Stop, slow. Stop, slow.
What can you say?
I didn't vote, Mike.
Didn't vote.
Nope. Didn't vote. I didn't see the point in it. Didn't see the point. I mean, I voted in 2016, voted in 2020, nothing changed. And, I asked everybody, what you think about it? And they said, Trump, Biden, Trump, Pelosi, Biden. And I said, yeah, but don't you think it's odd that, we're starting wars, all these proxy wars in other places? And they went, Trump. And I went, I know, but I kind of think it's odd that we're not getting raises that we should be getting, and they went, and, and that's all they said. And I went, I think they'll do all right without me. And then I just seen a report yesterday or 2 days ago 17 million people voted less in this election. And I went, I'm one of those, because that's exactly how I felt.
Either that or they weren't real people.
Or they died too many times.
Mm.
That's a tough one.
Hard to vote when you're dead, but
when you die 3 or 4 times, that is a tough
the
one.
fourth time usually gets you.
That is. Well, COVID. That's where COVID gets
COVID.
you in by your hamstring.
Hey, deadly.
You know who we got. You know who we got to get on here. You know who we got to get on here.
Russell.
Got to get Russell on here. He looks like that net back.
That's what his shirt looks like.
That's why he left the Golden Corral part.
Russell could drive his tractor. I wish I had service. I would pull Russell's tractor up right now. Now he has no excuse. The tractor's been bought.
Oh, listen.
Listen to it.
He's,
Listen to that thing. Y'all listening at home, Russell's been trying to buy a tractor for the last decade. He's been missing out on.
he's been missing
He could
like
kill 20 turkeys.
Like life-changing moments. I don't know how to wear an iPhone, Mike.
No, it's tough.
He's
He got it though.
My man is he opted out. We said, "Hey, you want to go to Arizona?" He said, "Texas." How about California?
Russell, you want to go to the next county over?
I said, "You want to go to West Virginia?" My man lives 20 minutes from West Virginia. He said, "I don't think so.
Can't make it.
I gotta buy a tractor." And you know what he did?
He bought a tractor.
He bought a tractor.
He did it. It took him a decade, and he did it.
And that's what Donald Trump stands for. And that's what I like about Donald Trump.
He probably has a tractor.
He guarantees he has the same tractor that Russell had. He bought his tractor after Russell bought his tractor.
He bought from Russell.
Russell said, "I need a front end loader, and I gotta have tires." Trump said, "Give me what Russell's got." And he pulled up.
Proud of him.
Oh, I'm so proud of him. Aren't you, though? I mean, I'm so proud of him.
I could ask Russell right now, you want to go somewhere? Oh, no. Russell figured it out.
Oh, dude, and the thing, it's the sucking noise that's against. You don't understand. I gotta buy lawnmower blades this year. Like some minute thing that he has.
You got to do it.
It's like, yeah, I gotta put new chains on my chainsaw, man.
Can't do it.
I can't do it. Did I tell you about the new charger I had to get for my laptop?
I gotta sharpen my pencil.
Why don't you tell him? We say Russell, dude. They have a 17 pointer tied up in a cage. All we have to do is get on a plane and fly out there. And he'd say, "I don't like flying." And he'd say, "Well, that's fine. We'll take a wheelbarrow out there. Well, I'll put you in a wheelbarrow in a paint can. We'll go out there." And he'd go. Dude, when he hits that
Oh,
You already know right now.
That's a no.
You already know right now. Russell, hey,
Uh-oh.
yeah, we got turned around. Hey, when you hear this and it makes you upset, go ride your tractor. Don't be upset at us. We've tried to get you to do this stuff.
Don't want to do it.
Russell is a good one, though. He is a good one. He does have some good boots too.
He does.
Some big boots.
God,
Big
2-3
back.
people could wear them things at the same time.
Big back with a big boots.
Mr. Russell.
Oh man, Russell will love this. And he's gonna pop up on his TikTok. He's gonna love this so much. That's all right. It's all right. We will make fun of you. 100% make fun of you, but
Oh, Russell.
yeah.
Mm.
Russell Thomason. Russell, hey man, we're gonna have to go to the top of this fridge. Russell said, you see my boots? I said, no, I see your boots. I said, but we're gonna. You might want to take them off. He said, no, are you kidding me? These are all over YouTube. Look at them. See them right there. I got the laces. They go all the way to the top. I said, no, but there's no snakes here. No, there's snakes here.
If you can see my kneecaps, my boots aren't snakes.
No, no, they serve as boats and boots. Russell's killing some birds, huh?
He does kill some turkeys.
We need to get him on here. And there ain't enough room in this ship for all of this. And we get him in here, though. I'll tell you right now, we get him here. Russell, you watching? You need to get in here. He'd say, you gotta go drive a track.
Oh,
Oh, man. He's a good one. You can't win them all. You know
you can't.
You can't win them all.
Mm.
But anyway, well, we're going to get off here. Mike, is there anything you need to say on him?
I don't think so. I think we covered it.
This was Mike's first podcast. Will not be the last. Now that we live in the same county, so had a good time. You have a good time. I had a good time.
I did have a good time. I laughed at Russell.
It was fun. God, it's fun laughing at Russell, though, isn't it?
It is.
Laughing at his expense. I mean, when you're sitting there and you're like, God, like that morning we had to go up through there, and I lost, bino harness lids. I lost parts of my gloves. I lost all kinds of stuff, and we went up through there. And the only thing I could think, if we just had Russell's tractor, we could.
We would have been there by now. Had that whole
that oak brush was so thick. But if we would have had Russell's tractor,
it wouldn't have.
we'd have. You know what I'm going to name this?
Russell's tractor.
Russell's tractor. That's going to be the name of this episode. Dude, he might not be our friend anymore, but you know what though?
Make Russell.
It'll be all right though. He'll get through it.
Russell and his tractor should be up there.
That video on there of him just driving down just a road like nothing crazy.
Russell, I got a tractor too, buddy.
Just
don't feel bad.
Just him going to check the mail. But he's got the bucket way up here just to show that he's
got to show it. Show it all. You got it, flaunt it, Russell. Now he may never talk to us again. Just send this one to Russell.
Oh,
only Russell.
Just Russell. It's not going to happen that way, but I like how you think, though. All right, man, we're out of here. We'll see you later. CoversGameCalls.com.